Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. Switch over to the music that we actually do while we're playing games, doing hardcore gamer shit here. And let's turn this down. Okay, so today we're going to be continuing a park that we started in Planet Coaster. For those of you that have not seen the video, even though it's popping off pretty good by my standards. Nope, that's React Andy. We want gaming. There we go. So we started this park last time and we got basic little entrance area done. There still needs to be work done around it, obviously. And we got a basic coaster done. We're not gonna have too many coasters at this park, as this is a smaller family park, as I stated. However, we did get this old school PTC Woody done that, in my head at least, was given to us by, or we bought from another park. Now we're gonna start by kind of smoothing this out a bit, because right here, I'd rather not have the train go under the ground. I think that would not be good for it. Let's make sure there's no other parts where we kind of clip underneath the ground. I do like the interaction with this kind of, not really a cliff wall, but this little hill here. I think it does pretty good. Although that might kind of defeat the idea that we transferred this from another park. Oh well. I think it's fine. So we're gonna start off today by kind of making the ride building for this. Now I did do some smoothing, so let's take a look at this a little bit smoother. There's still probably more smoothing I need to do, but we can take that under right now. So as with most old school Woodies, take the dive at, or take a turn out of the station. Not very banked. I probably could have honestly done completely unbanked. Let's turn this light on so I'm more visible to you guys. I probably could have done completely unbanked there, but oh well. You have that cyclone style curved first drop into a turnaround where you lose a lot of speed, into another kind of curved drop here, into a camelback that transitions you into another turnaround, into another slightly curved drop, into a small little airtime hill, into another small little airtime hill, into another turnaround, into airtime hill, airtime hill, airtime hill, and brakes. I'm pretty happy with the way that this Woody came out. I think it looks pretty good, and I've done enough smoothing on it. I think that it is realistic to what you would expect with an old school PTC Woody. Now, as for the theming, there won't be any. This is not the type of ride that you'd expect to really have any theming to it. We're probably only gonna have a couple rides that even have any theming, let alone minuscule theming. But we're gonna make a little wooden kind of box to put around it, something you would expect to see for a station like this. I don't really have any inspiration for this station. We're just gonna kind of go with what I think fits here. So we can put it like that and like that. And then as for this, we're gonna kind of go around and get the base part done first, because once we get the base done, we can then more easily work on the rest of it at more normal grid heights, without having to be all weird and use these wonky half grid heights that we're doing right now. Let's just get this side done here because the rest will be easier that way. This probably requires one more grid piece here. Yep. The place. Yes, like I said, there's no real major theming for this. It's an old school Woody. What do you expect? I've never seen a park that really themes these. There probably are, but I do not recall ever having seen one. But I'm sure there is a park somewhere that actually does properly theme these things. And more credit to them. I mean, I think theming is something that has sadly kind of been lost a little bit in the coaster world. I think you look at a lot of the Six Flags parks, your Cedar Fairs, never really bother theming shit, which I think sucks. Because I think there's so much cool stuff. I think there's so much cool stuff you can do when you theme. And even like minimal theming with stuff like Steel Vengeance, like it's better than nothing, at least in my opinion. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a Wicked Cyclone is themed to the concept of a roller coaster that went through a flood, or that went through a hurricane and survived and was moved. Like that's the theme you chose for it. It wasn't anything better you could do. Okay, Six Flags, you're setting the bar high there. So like I said, this is gonna be a fairly simple station. I don't know why you would expect much from a building like this. It's not like we're, you know, actually making a good station here. This is... Oh, that won't look good. What shall we do instead? Okay. We can do this. It'll make the roof kind of sucky. Really? Oh boy. You know, as much as I love this game, I would be lying if I said it was not a pain in the ass sometimes with the controls. I'm gonna switch back to normal grid height and hopefully this works. It seems to work. Okay. And I think it was this one will match. Right? Nope. Okay. So what? Okay, there we go. But we can then maybe do this one. No, because that's a different color, and I'd rather not have to do that. I don't love that. Let's just do something normal, and then we can build our own roof on top of it. Which will stink, but I don't really see another option right now. So you guys may have seen I just uploaded my first I'm gonna call it a big video. Most of the other ones have just been VODs from streams, but this was the first one I actually put work in editing, and you know, it's not the best, but for my first video I'm fairly happy with how it came out. This was the I guess compilation of the highlights of our playthrough of Pokemon Therian, Diamond and Pearl Therian episode. Pretty happy with how that came out, like I said. But I want to know, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Like, what improvements should I try to make? Because I'm clearly not all there yet. I mean, I'm just starting this shit off. I'm not expecting to be able to go in and expect, you know, professional quality editing. if I can get anything good, I'm happy. And you know, I am fairly happy with that video, especially considering I'm doing this all by myself. I obviously am not at the point where I can have a editor do shit for me. And editing, it's weird. I've learned that as much as let's see how this roof looks here from the inside. Oh, you're not gonna let me. Okay, so these do actually have cross beams on them, so I'm not gonna need to make custom cross beams. That's nice. What I was gonna say is, as much as I've learned that on one side I kind of hate editing, it sucks, but on the other side it is a little fun. It's a pain in the ass, and I don't recommend doing it if you can avoid it, but it can be a little fun. The hardest part for me, at least, is hearing my own voice. Like, I'm still not at the point where I'm used to hearing myself talk, so it definitely is a bit weird to do that. So let's, well, I'm gonna change the lighting conditions a bit so that the lighting is more equal. So let's see, like right there. And then like that should work. Okay. Yeah, editing, it's interesting. I've never really done a whole lot of editing in the past. This is really my first foray into that world, and it's, I don't know, I have mixed opinions on it. Okay, we don't want that. We want something like this. Yeah. And we also want it to actually be level with this, which I feel like is not going to happen with that on, because why would it? I'm actually fine with that color. We should be able to then go over here. And then drag that down there. We're gonna put that on. I'm gonna move to world access. Let's see, does that work? That works. Let's go. Okay. I mean, trim on buildings in Planco is one of those things that I'm like, I used to be like, oh god, this is so frustrating. Why would anyone do this? But as I actually started doing it, I've realized how frickin' important it is to making a building actually look decent. Like, if you're not doing it, your building is going to look a lot worse than it could. Which stinks, because I will stand by, it is frustrating. Like, it isn't the most fun part of this game, but if you want to make an actual realistic looking building, good luck doing it without having a bunch of trim all over the place. Same with greebling. You're gonna need to do a lot of greebling and just having random junk all over the place. Like inside the station, we're probably gonna have a lot of barrels and stuff that will be, I mean, it'll be theming, which is just how little theming we're talking about for this building. But nonetheless, it is very important to have that shit. Okay. Nonetheless, it is very important to have that shit everywhere, because if you don't, well, it's not gonna look as good. And we want them to look as good as possible. That's the wrong one. We want to move this one. There we go. Okay. So there's the majority of that building done. We're going to place our entrance over here and our exit over here, but we're not going to connect them yet because I want to... First, we're going to select this grid and we're going to kind of extend this a little bit. And you'll see why in a moment. I also want to... Really, you're just going to make me... Boy, I hate this pathing system in this game. Is dog. It is actual literal dog shit. Like, my god. Here I am wanting to extend the width of this path a little bit. And struggling because, like I said, this game is dog water. Actual dog water. Okay, so let's extend the width of this path a little bit. Just because I really... Oh my god. Maybe that will work a little better. Okay. So that's at least wider. Which is okay. I'll take at least slightly wider. Just because I feel like this will end up getting a lot of congestion if we didn't do that. And I'd rather not have my paths be completely cut off from the world. Yeah, I mean, I really hope with Planet Coaster 2 they do something about the paths, because they're just awful in this game. Like, they're actually awful. We're gonna get English is a good language to speak. We're gonna get some fencing here. What we're gonna do is place these like this. And then we're going to highlight all these parts and double them up so that this becomes too tall. Again, fencing is one of those things that, like, it's not fun to do, but you need it for safety. Like, what are you gonna do? Just let your guests climb? I mean, you could, but I think I and most parks would highly advise against that. Okay, so let's level that out a bit because we're at... Yeah, old Justin would have just stopped because it's, oh, it's up the hill, no one to climb the hill. But, you know, I've learned humans are much stupider than that, and they will climb the hill and put themselves in immense amounts of danger for no reason. Why? Maybe to film a TikTok? I don't know. I'm sure someone's tried to enter a coaster pen just to film a TikTok. Wouldn't surprise me. Be a stupid decision. Would definitely get kicked from the park and could possibly lose their life, but you know. When you get views, who cares? The shit some people do for views, like... I mean, don't get me wrong, I like views as much as the next guy. I do YouTube after all. Like, that's kind of the whole point of this. But, like, come on. Come the fuck on, man. You're gonna risk your life to get some of those sweet numbers. So what I'm gonna do here is kind of continue doing this, and then I'm going to basically go in, select everything, and double it down till it meets the ground, just because I don't want to have to contour that right now. And then we'll go in and move some of those trees. I'd rather not have a hole in the fence, because again, someone will climb through that. If there is one thing I've learned in the world, it's never underestimate someone's stupidity. Oh god, and I just realized that this doesn't work, because this isn't curved alongside the coaster's path. Let's do this. Okay, that's better, at least. So kind of level that out there. And then what we can do, what I'm going to start doing here is I'm going to take these, combine these, and then duplicate them. So we're moving 2 fences, or 3 fences rather, at a time, which is going to make this a lot easier. Than just having to go around, place each one singularly. We're going to curve around a little bit here. That kind of works. And then we can go like this. This is stupid, but why not? I mean, that works. You know, the fencing, again, as much as it is important, it's more important that there is a fence rather than that the fence is perfect in this game, I've noticed. Because your eyes will never pay too much attention to the concept of the fence as much as they will be like, hey, there's a fence, that's cool. Someone put effort in, awesome. You can kind of trick the consumer in this case with that. There we go. duplicate. Keep going with that advanced duplicate tool. So then after this, we're going to start working on more of that entrance plaza. And then once we do that, we can keep working on actually getting the pathing over to this coaster. And from here, we can start back over here. Place in this right there. And then just move this along. For this straight part here. Go in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Combine the scenery. Duplicate. 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 We're gonna rotate this a little bit. Now we need to make this a fairly tight turn here. And there's our fencing for this ride so no one can get in. As for the interior theming and exterior theming of this ride, we're gonna kind of stick with that somewhat fairy tale-esque theme that we've been going for. So I'm gonna place a couple of trees, ash trees specifically, because I like their kind of autumnal vibe. As for how they're always autumnal, we'll just, I don't know, they're fake trees. I don't want them to be too concentrated. I feel like if we have too many, that might make it feel a little fake. But having some of these around the place, I think would look nice. That won't work. There. Much better. I don't want them to clip into the track. That would not be good. All of a sudden you're riding the coaster and get hit by a giant goddamn tree branch. Probably will hurt a little bit. I can't say I've experienced it myself, but I can imagine that that would not feel great. Okay. We're going to go into scenery theme and fairy tale. Now, I still don't have a name for this coaster, but I think something medieval in name would work. I'm thinking like the Knight's Passage or some bullshit like that would end up working pretty nice. we'll put 2 torches here on the outside. There's your theming for this. Now we're also going to need actual stuff inside the station. Make this somewhat realistic. So that's what the toolkit is for. You can see I have a ton of stuff in the toolkit. But the one I'm most concerned with is a cage light right there. A cage light will tell us when and where we can actually deploy it. We'll put some stained glass stuff on this side. Make them think that it's meant to look good, I guess. In the meantime that we're doing that, we're also going to have some cables running up to a cable box that will be over here. What these cables are doing, I don't know. But it will look good, I think. We're going to have some cameras and stuff on the lift. We'll get into those in a second. I still need that cable box. Oh, that's a camera control unit. Doesn't really need cables to it. There we go. An electrical box. An electrical box around. This is, I guess, an e-stop box, but nonetheless, I don't think that looks too bad. Because you are going to have greebling like this on the station. The cameras were here, so that's weird they placed them there. So up here we're gonna have a camera mount, and then we're gonna have a CCTV camera on top of it. Just because if you ever see coasters and you pay attention to their station, you will see there are CCTV cameras in the station to make sure no shit goes down. And then I'll give a couple of lights here along some of these bars. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure these lights are probably OSHA mandated. Yeah, it would not surprise me if OSHA requires there to be lights on the lift hill. It's a quick lift hill. My God. Ah. These lights suck. Oh my God, and there's more of them I have to do. Ugh. Boo. And then we might have a camera up here on the lift hill. And have that camera be like monitoring block sections or whatever a camera on the lift hill would do. Probably, if we're being honest, for security, to make sure no fuck has their phone out on the lift hill, and we don't need to e-stop the ride because of that. Which happens way more than you may think. Okay, so that's it for those catwalk lights. I ain't doing any more of those. We'll have an electrical box up here. I want transfer track, but a little because in real life you would definitely have one of these little boxes on the track up here, most likely as e-stop and stuff for the catwalk. And then we're also gonna have this camera right next to it. Actually, this camera is gonna need to be put over here because we want this camera to be monitoring the lift hill, making sure no one has their phone out. These would all be fairly modern additions to this part of the ride. Obviously, whenever this thing was built, based on the fact it's meant to be an old PTC, it would not have had any of these little doohickeys to help make the team's life easier. You can see how much stuff I have in a Theme Maker's Toolkit. Stuff we might end up using. We will definitely be using the lockers. I can tell you that. We will be building a locker section that will probably be coming up next in the plaza. I don't know if we're going to make like that mandatory. But I'm not against... like having, if you don't want to have your stuff left in a bin in the station, put them in lockers, or else you will have them put in a bin in the station. I'm gonna have a little rake antenna up here, and this will, like, I guess, communicate the ride status to the other parts of the park, not through wire, because I don't know, why not? Why would they be? Danger, electrical. We'll have a safety no entry sign here. Then we'll also put this here. Really get the point across that you should not be coming in here. We'll have an exhaust fan up here, because again, this is something that, if we're being honest, is probably OSHA mandated. I could have sworn there was a phone bin that I had downloaded in the toolkit. Okay, I don't see that, which is very frustrating, because I could have sworn that there was a phone bin. What is that? Don't know what that is. And some of these items are probably downloaded just from other parks. Like, I don't think I've ever downloaded kitchen appliances to this. The heck? Okay. So we're going to say that that's it for that. Now, what I will do is start this right here, where we're going to have this connect down over here. We'll get some railing on this. The other one would probably do the built-in railing for the queue, but for the exit paths, I'm gonna probably end up using a lot of custom railing. Put that there because it wants to be all weird because there's a slope change. Mainly because, and these fences are mainly here because we don't want people walking up this assuming it's the exit, or assuming it's the entrance rather, when it's indeed the exit. And you really shouldn't go through the exit because, oh, why would you? There's an entrance for a reason, there's an exit for a reason. We'll connect those two up back up in a second. Okay, let's keep going with these. That there. And then we'll just have this kind of cut in there. Increase how steep that is. There we go. That's good enough for that. As for our queue, we want support. We'll do custom supports actually. And we'll do railing here on these. And I'm going to maintain the width of 10. So we'll have we'll do angle snap like this. Really? That's the most optimal thing that this can think of. And doing that kind of cattle pen design there before then bringing it in and ending it there. Now we'll add some decorations here that doesn't feel like it's just a random bit of floating mess. I'll add a couple bushes wherever we can fit them. then we're also going to add some trees here to help block the sight line. Just because I don't think we need a sight line out there. Again, keep adding some bushes. Bushes everywhere. And then this inside part, not those, where are they? Props. Scenery theme. Fairy tale. We'll have this dude here, and further in, what are some other fairy tale things? Oh, it's a bit big for this, don't you think? We'll have Winnie the Pooh. Okay, that's... Ah, yes, the most fairy tale thing in the world, Mario. That's way too big. Okay, that's, again, way too big. Okay. There's really nothing that, like, would fit, because I want this to kind of look like what would go for here. Like, this is where some dude would sell his wares to you. And then I want an actual dude selling his wares to you. No, not the archer. Vintage projector, very fairy tale, yes. Indeed, the most fairy tale thing in the world when you really think about it is a vintage projector. Yeah, but piano on a turnstile, also very... There, this dude is selling his wares to you. And that's the theming for that ride. We'll call it like Merchants Express. Okay. So next, we need a guest relations building. Well, that's fun. Okay, what's going on here? Why are we buffering? Okay, I'm going to end the stream here, see if I can figure out what's going on and why we're buffering, and then fix that up for the next stream. Cause yeah, okay.